you good?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a little hot.
I'm just like, it's only I like tend to sweat from in my eyebrows, so it goes like into my eyes and I start going like this, but it's okay. I'm good, I do it. I've lived with it.
You'll be squinting at me.
And they're gonna be like, are you confused about something? And I'll be like, no, I'm not confused.
This is my first question usually. In the length of a tweet, describe yourself. 140 characters.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
I think I've always been able to avoid this question. I would say average height. I'm a little bit taller. This doesn't. Just the one. I'm a little bit taller.
Okay. Period.
Yeah. Not into exercise. I like to listen to music, and just kind of jump around and have fun.
Not into exercise. It's an interesting one to put second.
Yeah, I'm thinking right now I'm particularly winded, and this was like 3 floors. So.
Oh, I thought you were winded from the train.
No. Well, I'm also a little winded from the train, but I'm also winded from stairs and just anything in general.
Walk up. Anything in general with you.
Yeah. Our place is also a walk up, but it's like I deal with it.
You do, yeah.
I deal with it.
You do the work.
I do the work.
The day.
Yeah. I just I have to deal with the sweating and what I do, the eyebrows and whatnot.
You're not a sports person? You've never done sports?
Well, actually, that's not true. In high school, I did do sports. I was actually a pretty good basketball player.
Okay.
I was varsity in sophomore year, but there were only 70 kids in the grade.
Okay.
So there wasn't, and they were all pretty short.
Okay.
So I was pretty good. I rose above. Yeah. But then I stopped growing. Everybody else kept growing, and I don't know. It's a lot of running around for no reason, and the guys yelling. It's like having a grown guy yell at you is a little strange. That
is true. The wanting to please grown-ups through sports is weird.
Strange.
Because at the end of the day, it is just sports, and it's a lot of effort for something that you can't do in the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
I played football.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But it was more of a statement.
Okay.
Because I played with boys.
Yeah.
So
were you good?
I mean, I got penalties, but because I'm a horrible sport.
Okay.
Yeah. I would just.
Would you hit people and stuff when you lost?
No.
That's pretty exciting. That would be exciting.
It was flag football with boys, and I would just throw the flags across the field, and it was bad. You'd get penalty.
But you tell them.
Yeah.
You tell them,
Yeah. I was like, wait, it doesn't count if I'm mean if it's to a boy.
And also, it's they're all if they even think about what they're doing, it's kind of that's the most interesting part of what they're doing. They're literally running around back and no shade to anybody who does sports, but it really is running back and forth and
with a ball.
With a ball.
Yeah.
With a
big
stick
across.
And an older guy, usually shorter and much worse physically, yelling at them as if they have some sort of authority.
Yes. Yeah.
Strange.
I did chip a bunch of teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's the reason I needed braces, because you couldn't tell they were crooked, and they were oh, you're probably not going to need braces. But then I chipped a tooth, and it made it obvious that they were crooked. I also chipped my teeth tap dancing, but that is a different
Did you fall?
Story.
Or just you?
I did fall.
I've had a couple of friends who just have had pieces of their teeth fall off. And
it happened to me last year.
Really?
Yeah, I bit into a empanada, which is possibly the softest thing you could eat.
Yeah.
And it just and I spit it out because I thought it was a bone.
It was your tooth?
It was half my tooth.
Dude, that also happened to them. They ate a bagel, which is also pretty soft.
That's so soft.
But I don't know. They would it was also I wonder if it's something in the water here, because we were in New York in the summer last year. Went back to Atlanta, came back, and 2 people were our teeth fell out, and apparently they went to the doctor, and the doctor was that's a fake part of your tooth, you don't need that part of your tooth.
Oh, like a lizard tail.
I don't know what it is. I couldn't understand. I literally asked him this yesterday or 2 days ago at the show. I was like, hey, did you ever look at your tooth? And he was like, yeah, the doctor was like, you're fine. It was fake.
That's okay.
It wasn't a fake tooth. I was like, that's not a real doctor you're going to.
For me, it could be part of the lemon thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, enamel.
I have horrible enamel, so it was weaker. But I also had a cough drop addiction, which isn't good for your teeth.
Yeah.
So that could have been from it.
But you had fun. You had fun. I had fun.
Blast,
yeah, it was awesome.
It was so fun.
Also, it's cool to say that you chipped your teeth. teeth to playing football or like sports or something.
Yeah.
That's the one thing is if the injury lasts past the sport, it's cool.
It was worth it. I also did gymnastics and lacrosse, but I was not good at those.
Okay, so you were sports.
I wasn't good. Like, I just didn't stop moving. I wasn't like, it was like, oh, she's an athlete. Like, I just could not stop moving.
You liked it? You like...
No. I mean, I liked beating boys.
Tap seems fun.
Tapping is really hard. I'm heavy-footed, so I'm not as good as the people. Like, you have to be very light on your feet.
Okay. Is that like a thing in tap? There are people who are heavy-footed and still in tap? Or are you just like...
Usually they don't last. I got to a certain level and I like definitely couldn't get better because of it. But it's like you're heavy-handed when you drum.
Yeah, okay.
You're trying to make a specific noise when you tap.
Right. Okay, that adds up. Okay,
yeah, or you're trying to make it light enough of a step to move on to a different one or like a combination.
I forgot that the sound is like an important part of it.
Yeah.
I was just like this dancing. Dancing's fun. Yeah.
They say if you're good at tap dancing, you could be a good drummer, but
I mean, I think drumming, the hardest part is the feet stuff.
I think drumming is like the hardest instrument maybe to play.
There's the highest bar of entry for it because it's so expensive, and you need like a lot of space and like a ability to make like a lot of noise, and like so you can't really like practice and with people being like that's fine because if you're bad, it's like violin, like where if you practice and you're bad,
you're doomed.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, if you practice and you're old and you're bad, everybody's gonna be annoyed at you because it sounds terrible until you're good.
Yeah. Or flute. Flute is very similar because people always think it's really easy. It's not an interesting instrument if you're not interesting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many instruments do you play?
I play the guitar, the piano, and the drums and the bass. And I've tried to get better at singing lately. On our new record, I have a song that I sing all the way. And I think I'm better at singing. But those instruments are the main instruments.
Okay. What's your preferred instrument?
It was classical piano. I think it still is classical piano. I think I like it the most. I'm the best at it. So, yeah, piano.
Do you play piano on the Lower Town records?
I play piano, yeah. So on the outro, on the last song of our first record, or like our first project, I play like all the piano and I did like some sampled drums and stuff. In the new album, there's like a waltz that I play the piano, but most of the songs don't really have piano. I think it's pretty difficult to incorporate piano in like a cool way and like rock.
Really?
Yeah, you know, it's like people think it's like beautiful, but if you do it in like a rock way, like if you're trying to learn rock piano, it's like not cool.
No, it's not. Like
the way that they, you know, they'll teach you like how to play like Beatles songs in the piano, and you're not the Beatles, and it sounds bad.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
At least that's how I felt.
That's really interesting because I would agree in the traditional sense. I don't know. Arctic Monkeys does it so well. All their songs have like organs.
Yeah. So like organs and synth and stuff, I think totally, but like in the natural piano sound way, I think it doesn't really work. Also, because when you're playing like live stuff, it's difficult to transport like a big piano. So it's usually like an electric piano, and it usually sounds like a joke.
Yeah.
Which is like if you do it as a joke, like I think there are people who like, I feel like Alex G live sometimes does it, and it sounds so much like a play keyboard that it like works. I don't know. That's getting a little too much into it, but I think it's like it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why people travel with Wurlitzers.
And those sound way cooler. Like
it's also major maintenance. I mean, you have to humidify a piano usually, and like all that stuff. Pianos drink water, and no one talks about it. They need to be hydrated. Going back, classical piano was your main thing. When did you start composing or writing?
I think the first thing I wrote on piano was like a lot of classical is playing pieces and like playing already written stuff. I think I tried to compose something when I was 7, and I was like dead set on calling it Flight of the Bumblebees, even though there was already something called that. And I was like, no, mine's gonna be bigger than that one, and I'm gonna stick with this. And my parents were like, all right, stick with it. I'm pretty sure it was good. I'm pretty sure like really? I listened back to it. At least the last time I listened back to it, I was like, yeah, this rocks.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's still good. There's like a big area of time where like I liked my music up until like I was like 8, and then it got really bad.
That was a bad year for you.
No, I mean like it was like the 10 years after that, like until I was like 18, I was just like, this music stinks. And then I was like, all right, it's time for you to get to like your own music, or else like you'll not put anything out.
Okay, so even that's an interesting contrast, because even whilst not liking your own music, you still believed in it enough for other people to like it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like I couldn't listen to it, but it felt like an actual creative outlet, and like it was something that I could do pretty well, and it was like something that I wanted to do, which was pretty like uncommon at the time. Even now, like it's pretty difficult for me to find things that I really like. I'm pretty lazy, so like
really?
I'm a pretty lazy guy. So if there's something that I don't really like to do, I will probably not do it.
Okay. So let's explore.
I guess that's most people, but like I know it's kind of controversial, but if I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it.
I don't want to do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
I cannot say I'm the same. I probably will stick through something until I burn
It sounds
out.
like with all the sports.
Yeah, I didn't like them that much.
Yeah,
I
but
did that
like,
for a while.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool to say that you've done that.
Right. I think it's like I need to do this long enough to say that I did it, and then I can move on. Or I get really mad when I don't give things a chance. So I try to like go against my own self of not having patience to like finish things.
Yeah.
But what things do you like to do besides music?
Okay, what else do I like to do? I was really big into video games when I was younger.
Which video games?
Batman, the Arkham series were my favorite games. I think they're still my favorite games. I played Bloodborne, which is like it's like a Dark Souls type game where it's like basically you are given no instruction. You just go out and you like explore the world, and everybody is like really, really hard to beat. And they're kind of like, there are a whole bunch of like memes based on the games because they're so difficult. Yeah. And you can't choose the difficulty level. But that like got me into it because I was like, I cannot beat this. So like it was something that I could do. Yeah, but I wouldn't say I'm like a big video game guy. Like I couldn't go on about it for a little while, but like I like them.
You travel a lot, so I feel like it'd be really hard to keep it up.
Yeah. We brought the PS4 up from Atlanta 2 days ago.
Okay.
We got here like 2 days ago.
I have like 8 questions in my brain. I'm trying to like chronologically
Start with
rearrange. This third.
That's usually what
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's usually what I go with when I have a lot.
Yeah. Well, now you're in New York. You're probably going to shows, and you've seen some of the New York's music scene kind of. I mean, last year was like post-COVID. So I know the New York music scene well because I went to high school in the city. But tell me about the Atlanta music scene, because I'm very intrigued of a lot of the bands coming out from there, and it seems like you guys know how to hang a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. So my opinion on the Atlanta music scene, like me and Olivia, my bandmate, we both have like, it's a very fluid opinion that we have on the Atlanta scene, because when we were first coming up, very hostile, very dude like led, and like the music that was happening at the time, like surf rock really took Atlanta by storm. Like everybody was playing surf rock. Yeah.
Do you not like surf rock?
No. I mean, it's just like, I feel there was like cool surf rock, I think in like the early 2010s. It really popped off after the time, and it became very like derivative of, I'm trying to think, like it was like, I mean, they were all like real estate. Yeah, they were big like real estate, kind of like Mac DeMarco, but like surf. And yeah, all the ocean themed bands, like there's like something waves and like Beach. Circa wave, or like, and then like Inner Wave, and like a lot of, so they like took what they did and kind of like went through so many derivatives of it that it became very like dull. Like I like those bands, but like they kind of changed a lot. And there was definitely a big competition, especially because we were like, I had a girl as a lead singer. Like it became competitive and also just hostile from like the rock dudes. So it took a while to like get our footing, but I think like we found like a circle of people we like there. It's just like the Atlanta scene has never really, it like dipped a lot right before our time. So so there was like this band there was like Sea Ghost and all these kind of like DIY indie bands that were amazing, and they all kind of like fizzled out right before we came on, and then the surf rock thing happened. And we were like, this isn't really for us. Nobody really like invited us or like wanted us to play shows with them. It was pretty hostile. Now it's kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet out of Atlanta right now, at least for rock. Like obviously like rap is flourishing there. There's so many great like rap artists and like people that are mixing it up with like rap and like indie and stuff like that. But in terms of just like kind of rock based or like pop based music, it's kind of quiet. Yeah.
Now contrasted to here, what do you think of the music scene here?
I love it. I love it. not necessarily only because of the music, but because of the community that's here. It's kind of the stark contrast of being in Atlanta, where everybody was very communal with us, and like everybody plays in everybody's band.
Yeah.
So when you came to that show, that was like, so Olivia was singing. This was like Olivia's show. Mm-hmm. The bassist that was playing with us also plays bass for Lower Town, and she's also in a band called Birthday Girl, and she plays bass for like 3 other bands, and they're all kind of in our circle. So that whole show, like, it was everybody there was all of our people.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah, and I think that's why I like it. I kind of like, and also all their music is good. All their music is good.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome, especially Panther Hollow.
Yeah, Panther Hollow rocks. He's so good.
They reminded me of bands I would go to see in high school. Like, I feel like I'm at more industry oriented shows now, but like that was a show where like people were there to listen to music, not to talk to people, which was super nice.
Yeah, everybody was like there to see. And yeah, that was also like, we came back the night before, and like we like greeted everybody for the first time in like a couple months.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just really, it was very nice.
There is a contrast to that, where the DIY scene does get a little bit not fully DIY, but like the scene here does get a little bit like, who is dirtier? I don't know, who cares the least?
There's definitely like, it took us a second to find this circle that we're in now, where we kind of like bounced around from definitely more toxic scenes. When we first came to New York, we actually, one of our first shows ever as Lower Town, we were flown up from Atlanta. I think we were 17. We were flown up to play a show at Trans Pecos, which is crazy because it's like a small venue. I really love it, but that was like being flown up there is like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's really a notable venue. Jeff Rosenstock did a residency there.
Oh, I remember
He's
that.
Like so great.
Yeah, Jeff Rosenstock's awesome. We played a show. We only like, I don't know. We played. It was pretty terrible. We had like a rendition of the band that was most of the time, which was Olivia on guitar and singing, and me playing like a stand-up kit and the synth and the guitar. It was like really. It looked cool, but it was messy. It sounded really bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we flew up to New York, played the worst show in the world. We were like, damn, this is like, we should not be here. This sucks. And then like we met this one person, and like they were like our connect here. We met them again the next year, and it was like when we like came here to live full time, or I guess for like 3 months. And it was just like so different, and the scene that they were in was so mean. And like it was just really like, they're just not good people. And I think there are like circles of the scene, especially in like what I've heard of like the Brooklyn scenes, that are like, there's some that are like really bad, some that are very communal, some that like don't care at all, some that care more than how much like they put into their music, where like that's where it kind of veers on industry people.
Also, it's funny that you say when you guys were like 17, 18, because I feel like that was when it started getting sour, and there was just a lot of like drama here in general, and like things coming out about bands, and then COVID hit, which was like, okay, bye guys, like, it's okay, like, let's all come back later. That's all. And I think there's been kind of a nicer vibe because everyone's like way more grateful, to be playing and stuff. I mean, I am. If you guys were flown up here when you were 17, when were you guys signed?
We were signed at 18. We were signed at 18 right at the beginning of COVID. So we were talking to the label, to Dirty Hit, in January, and we were like, hell yeah, we're gonna go to England and meet you guys, and like before we do anything, we want to meet you and know if this is right for us. And then COVID hit, and nobody could move anywhere, and like it got stale for like a month. And we were like, hey, you guys, like what's up? We kind of pushed it off a little bit until we realized, okay, this is not going away. So we decided, all right, we're just going to do a bunch of Zoom calls until we figure out how you guys are. Yeah. And they were really sweet. They're really like great people, very supportive, and like small, but also like the artists that they have are like huge. Yeah. And I kind of, I like that because it seemed like very homey and familial. And so we got signed at 18 June, maybe, I think, in the summer of 2020.
Wow. That's a crazy time to be going through that. How did they find you?
That's a cool story. So Olivia, our singer, and B from Beeba Doobie, had been friends like on the internet for a while. They both kind of did like their SoundCloud stuff. Like Olivia had a song that blew up on SoundCloud. B had a song that blew up on SoundCloud in the same kind of like guitar, singer-songwriter type thing. And so they kind of connected and came up together online. And so B came to Atlanta, played the Variety Playhouse opening up for Clara.
Okay.
So we like hit her up. We were like, hey, you're in Atlanta. Do you want to like go to a party or something? And she was like, it was also Halloween. It was October 30th? 31st. I won't even get into that with the dates. Dates and the color wheel I can't do. But
color wheel.
Yeah, I don't know the primary colors or anything.
Okay.
But so we went out to a party with her. To like a Halloween party in Atlanta. We like met our friends. She like had a really good time. We all kind of hung out, and she asked to listen to our music, and we showed her music, and she was like, this is great. And she ended up finishing the tour, and the head of the label was like trying to sign new people and potentially go to America. They hadn't had any artists in America yet. And he was asked her if there were any people she thought were good. She gave him our name. He really liked us and signed and like hit us up.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah,
that's so nice too.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's cool because we can figure out exactly how he heard about us.
Yeah, it's not like a coagulated story of like bloodline.
Yeah, yeah. And then like full circle, we're playing Atlanta with B on Halloween again at the same venue.
Oh my God! Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
So really cool. You guys are going on tour with B? Question mark? Okay, cool.
Yeah. We announced it like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, how long are you guys going to be on tour for?
It's going to be like a month and a half, for almost 2 months, October 25th to December 4th.
Okay.
Which will be our longest tour.
Okay, cool. When you go on tour, what are the things you miss most?
Ooh, that's a good question. I recently had like a bit of a like freak out about touring, because it's so like it really is very wearing, and I was not expecting it all. Well, okay, I was expecting. I'd heard from like our artist friends how difficult it was, but our first tour was opening up for Wet Leg, and they were like, Matt, this was like the first American tour. It was all sold out. It was really, really intense all over the country, and it was just the four of us, just the people in the band. And I can't really like have other people drive me. I can, but I get like car sick.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, I have like really bad, like an inner ear thing, or like I'm very unbalanced. That's why I can't skateboard also.
Okay.
All right, at least I like to, I hope that's why I can't skateboard. I'm not just bad at it. I'm also bad at it, but yeah.
Do you have hearing loss in any ears or no?
I don't think so. I have like I have like a pretty fast wax buildup, which does stop my hearing. I had like, there was like a point when we got to South by, which was in the middle of the Wet Leg tour, I like couldn't hear out of my right ear for like almost all of South by. Every single show we played, I couldn't hear out of this ear, and I had to do like singing. It was like a nightmare. It was a nightmare. But it turns out I just had like a wall of wax covering my ear.
Did you have to go to a doctor, or you got it out?
No, okay. I went to like to a doctor. I was like, I can't hear what's going on with me. Am I like sick? And he was like, whoa, you got so much wax in there. And he pulled out his crazy gorilla water thing. It's called like gorilla something.
Also, can you sit back a little more? Question mark?
Do you want to run through it all again?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Tour. That's what we were talking about. So before we discussed your ear health, you were in the car.
I was in the car.
You get car sick, and that's one of the things you don't like on tour.
Yeah, I couldn't really have people drive me around, and this was like such a long tour with just like 4 people. We didn't have like a tour manager or anything. We started in Milwaukee, so we had to first drive up from Atlanta to Milwaukee, and I was like, I can do this. This is going to be a feat of human strength right here. I'm going to drive it all the way through in one day, which is 16 hours with no traffic. I think it ended up being 20, like just on the road, and I didn't let anybody else drive. It was a cool drive. No, actually, it wasn't a cool drive. It was a bad drive. It was just like up sort of the not Midwest, like East Midwest.
Okay.
Just lame.
East
just like
Midwest.
East Midwest. You know, like not exactly East, not exactly Midwest, but
okay.
Like if you go up from Georgia, you go like up like that. It's like there's the East Coast. You get to New York here.
I see.
Up that way. Okay. And it was really hard on me physically and mentally. I wasn't really prepared for it. Being perceived is a whole thing. Like even if somebody tells you about it, you can't prepare yourself for it. Like people seeing you every day after like not being at home, not being able to like compose yourself after like a night, and like always being alert. You're never de-stressing. It's always at like a 10, and then you get sick, and you get like worn out, you get angry, and you're meeting new people all the time who are very sensitive about people like artists not treating them right. It definitely gave me a new perspective on the kind of trend in TikTok when people like are like, this, I met these guys and they stink and they're so mean. Yeah. And it's like, well, they probably have been touring and you probably like were annoying.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are mean, but it's usually in that scenario I kind of understood.
Yeah.
But what did I miss the most, which was your initial question? I missed I missed sleeping in my own bed.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Atlanta or New York?
Either one. I don't.
Or a bed that's yours.
A bed that's mine. Yeah, not a hotel bed. We did crash with people most of the time. That was like a not hotel heavy one, and I think it was more. I missed like not seeing anybody in a room, just being you in a room on your own.
You missed being alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but not even like just alone. Like being in a completely, like even with stuff, like being in a barren room, like even in a bathroom or something, just like nothing. Like, obviously, would have the bathroom stuff, but like no people, no like paintings, no anything. Just that might be a me thing though, like completely sensory deprived.
You don't seem minimalistic.
I'm not. But I guess sometimes my head makes rooms completely empty even when there's stuff in them if like I feel calm. Mm-hmm. And like so everything like blanks out. So I guess it's more of like a personal thing.
Did you grow up in a really clean house?
No.
Okay.
Very like intense, very hectic. My mom has a really good taste in stuff, so like there were a lot of like a lot of really nice art. My dad was a musician. Everybody, the whole family was really into art. So it was really messy. 3 brothers also.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like intense.
Wait, can I guess your birth order?
Okay, well it's 3 people. So 2 brothers, but there are
3
brothers
brothers,
in total.
but there are 3, and you are one of them.
Yeah.
Are you a middle child?
I am a middle child. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You could tell?
Yes, because there's like a weird fearlessness with middle children. They don't lean towards being completely fearless, and they don't lean towards being completely worry-free. That
describes me almost entirely.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I like to be, I think trying to be fearless is a new thing in my life. I used to really like being like in my room all the time, every day, and then I kind of like realized that I'm boring. So I was like, I have to.
You're boring.
I was like, I'm boring. Like I don't have anything to talk about. This is like what's running in my head
currently.
Or just like in the last couple of years, just
we need to find you new hobbies.
I know. I like the hobbies that I do, and I like read a lot now, and I'm like I love watching movies.
What's your favorite movie of the last year?
Oh.
It doesn't have to be new, but like something you watched.
Oh, something I watched in the last year? I have like a big notes doc that has like I think around 200 movies of every single one I've watched in the last 3 years.
Oh wow. Are you on Letterboxd?
No, I don't like having an opinion. I don't like people seeing my opinion.
Okay, well, if you don't want to be boring, I think not having an opinion is a good place to start.
Yeah, true. I have an opinion, and like, so I do my rating as like double smiley face, I loved it. Single smiley face, pretty good. Slash, which is like, and then frowny face, which is like, I have very little frowny faces. I like watching good movies, but
wow.
I mean, some people like watch bad movies all the like
yeah, I watch bad movies purposely.
Yeah, I kind of like watching good movies.
It has to be absurdly bad for me to watch it.
I saw that.
Hysterical.
I don't think it's that bad now, but I think the vibe around the Meg is pretty poor, but I loved it. I
love sharks.
You like, love sharks?
Yeah, I mean, that was my thing. The way you look at someone you're in love with, like where your pupils dilate. Yeah. I think that's how I felt with sharks as a child. Mm-hmm. I would just have pictures of them and feel my brain light up with joy. And Shark Week is like a big deal in my house.
Really? That's so sick.
Yeah.
Is the whole family or like?
I mean, it's me, but like I take up a lot of space, so right. I definitely force everyone to like everything.
It's a big deal this week, guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, and my sister kind of this year was like, dude, I really miss Shark Week. It usually happens on my birthday too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I always have like a shark birthday cake or something like that. I just watched Requin. I love shark movies because of this.
I don't know if I know that one. I've never even heard of it.
Good. Like my review of it on Letterboxd which is my favorite social media.
Okay.
I love it. I love reading Well, I don't know. I like hearing other people's opinions.
There's one particular letterbox that I will go on Safari and do letterbox.com and like go to read this person's takes because they're so funny.
Who
like
is it?
Hilariously terrible. I can't tell you, but
Okay.
they're so hilariously terrible that it was honestly like a thing with like me and like one other person. We'd like go through the letterbox and like see how horrendous the new week's takes were.
Did
Like,
they have bad takes or did they watch bad movies?
bad takes? It would be like you'd get like I think it was like a half a star for Requiem for a Dream, and then the next day it was 5 stars for Hamilton the musical Disney Plus movie, and I was like,
Wow.
this is gonna be awesome. I haven't checked in with it in a while though.
My letterbox review for the Requiem, which is the worst shark movie I've ever
Really?
seen.
Damn.
Is the budget for this movie was $8 million. Like that.
Was it $8 million?
It was $8 million. I looked it up and I was like, dear Lord, we are failing so fast, so bad.
It's inflation. It doesn't take you as far anymore.
I don't.
$8 million doesn't take you as far anymore, you know?
I paid for like a bathing suit, I guess, and that's it. 'Cause
Exactly, yeah.
I watched Old too. Did you see Old?
I didn't see Old just because people were telling me not. It's like not worth. I don't really like M. Night Shyamalan stuff. That
Oh,
much.
wait. I need to tell you a
You
fun
can spoil.
fact.
You can spoil anything.
No,
or-
I'm not spoiling Old.
Okay.
I need to tell you a fun fact that I've been reading this fun fact onto people so that they can join me in my awe.
Okay.
M. Night Shyamalan, he wrote the screenplay to Stuart Little.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Are you sure?
No, I'm sure.
You're sure?
Yeah, I like fact checked it because I saw someone tweet it and I was like, this is like
Because
this.
you're gonna get like the Twitter like this is false.
I know. Stuart Little is one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
Oh my god, it's heart wrenching.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, he wrote it and I fact checked it. Are you looking at the suit store?
I'm looking at. I just saw this. Really, there's like a very tall looking statue that looks like a man in the. Oh, that might just be the entrance to the hallway. It just scared me a little. That we see where that guy is. Oh, he's now walking down the stairs.
This is scary. This is scary. I actually took my album cover out on this fire escape and had my friend go to their fire escape.
Oh, that's good.
To take a picture of it, of me watering a plant. Cut this out, Caroline. I want to start an investigative documentary on why that's a money laundering front. They have one customer a week, maybe. There is no way they're paying the rent on 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a storefront over there.
What?
Yeah, for the last 3 years. They're just characters in my mind. It's
3 years they've been doing it?
No, I've lived here for 3 years. But it's like, I've been watching them
suits? They claim to sell suits?
Suits. They claim to sell suits. And then they walk across the street dressed in their suits. It's like the 60s. They like smoke their cigarettes on the balcony. Dressed in... Oh, they look so hot. Yeah. And they walk across the street holding suits. Like, as if I believe they're carrying it. Like, it's literally such a front. Like, I'm going to march with my suit in case anyone sees it.
That's, like, funny to think that they're doing it specifically for you. You know, they're, like, walking around with their suits, like, definitely a suit company. Definitely, we do suit business. They're, like, walking back and forth. Suits. That's what we do.
Yeah.
See, we go out, we smoke in our suits, go back in.
I've seen someone hook up in there. There was a naked woman just, like, there.
In the suit shop?
On that couch.
Wow.
I swear to God. And it was the night of a monsoon and it was like raining and I was like, this is like an old Perry Mason detective movie.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Like,
dude, you could literally like rear window it like.
I know.
That would be so sick. What I'm thinking is maybe they ship them out? Maybe they ship the suits? No?
No,
they don't ship the suits.
You don't need 3 stores to ship things.
That's true.
You need like a cubicle to ship things.
Do you think it's maybe a home too, or is it just like
No?
It's zoned
well,
as like a
it
shop?
is a home up there.
Okay, so it does make sense. There's a naked lady then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if they're all hooking up and like they know each other and their neighbors. I don't know.
Suit circle orgy kind of thing.
That is precisely the vibe I've been getting.
Yeah, or like a suit eyes wide shut. All the suit companies they all pull up there, and then like you pulled up with your photographer, and they were all like. And they call you up and they're like, what is your name? I don't know if you saw Eyes Wide Shut.
I've seen Eyes Wide Shut. Yes, I've seen. Yeah. No, I got the reference. I just wanted you to keep going.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, sometimes I feel in danger, and we're gonna cut back in. I don't really remember what we were talking about. Oh,
sometimes you feel in danger. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. You see the cut and it comes in. We're both scared, and you're like, sometimes I feel in danger.
Movies. Okay. What is it?
My favorite movies. I have 2 favorite movies right now. It's been this way for a couple of years. There's one that's almost my favorite movie, the third one. But okay, my two definite ones are Cinema Paradiso,
Love it.
It's an awesome movie, and Paris, Texas. I really like both of those movies.
Do you have a third favorite?
The third one that's almost the in there is Down by Law.
I've never seen that one.
It's really good. I really like it. It's got like Tom Waits and John Lurie. I like love John Lurie. I love all of his. He's like in a group called the Lounge Lizard. Or he was in a group called the Lounge Lizards, which was kind of, they were in like the late 70s like New York punk scene. He's also in Paris, Texas. The only reason it's not in my favorites is because I think it was also my dad's favorite.
Oh,
and
so
that would be lame.
That.
Yeah, that'd be lame.
Yeah. The key to not being boring, having different opinions.
Exactly.
Second step.
Yep.
After having opinions.
I dislike everything everybody likes, except my dad. I love everything my dad
I
likes.
would ask if you were an Aquarius, but you're much too sensitive, because that's a very Aquarius thing.
True. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Can I guess your sign? Mm-hmm. More sensitive, but not actually boring, but hyper aware that if you are boring. So I would say you're either a Libra or a Virgo.
Virgo, very nice.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that was good. I know that the other one, like the other second big one, is Scorpio, but I don't know what any of it means, except that I was born in September. It's on September 12th.
It's coming up. You're turning
21.
Okay, nice. I just turned 21. It's been nice.
It's been nice.
Don't be scared.
No.
It's nice.
No more. You're no more being stressed when you're giving people your ID.
I was never stressed. I have one ID, so at this point it feels real. I don't have a real. I don't drive. So.
Okay. Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, so you still use it now?
Yeah, I don't have an ID. Like, take it or leave it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to the club with my passport, so.
You ever tried to get into babies with it?
Well, I played babies. Did
they took it?
No, but the bouncer that was working babies at night took 8 of my friends' fakes.
They took ours when we were playing a headline show there.
That's insane.
We didn't even want to drink. Neither of us are drinkers. We wanted to not have the X on our hands during the photos. And it was a whole big thing.
Did they give them back to you after?
They did give it back to us after. They didn't take yours away?
They didn't ask for mine. Do I look that fucking old? It was also my birthday.
There's one dude that asked for it. First person that was there let me in. And then Olivia couldn't get something out of her bag, and she was like, "Avsha, can you help me?" And I fiddled with it, and I turned around, and it was a new bouncer. And the new bouncer was scary and real. Yeah. And he was like, "This is fake. This is fake."
Yes, that's what he did to my friend. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Damn, like, how did he know?" Because it was so quick that I feel like he just smelt fear. There's no way he actually could have seen the plastic and been like, "That's fake."
Mine, you can see it and it looks fake. Mine, you can see it. Mine definitely looks fake. Because they didn't tell me that I had to take a photo in front of like a green screen or whatever, or like in front of like a solid color. Yeah. So I took it outside, and
the outdoor DMV. Really?
Yeah. Yes, I was outside, and okay. Considering that, the cut is pretty good, but there is an unnatural amount of light on my face. I wanted to act like I was at the DMV, so I wanted to look really stressed, and I look like furiously angry. Like I look like I am pulsing with. I'm looking up through my eyebrows, and I'm like as if I had been waiting at the DMV, and now it just looks like I'm angry and really well lit.
You tried so hard to make it realistic, but you did miss a whole detail that makes all the other stuff not matter. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. I don't know if this is incriminating to say. I'm sure this will only come out after my birthday.
Yeah, it actually will.
I don't know. If they want to arrest me for having a fake ID, that's okay.
That'd be so hot if you got arrested for that.
After I turned 21. Yeah, they're like, exactly. We heard the podcast. Sidetracked? You're done. You're not going to hurt anybody anymore. You're not going to hurt anybody anymore. Not on our watch.
You'll look like you're fleeing when you leave New York.
Yeah, true. We haven't lived anywhere for longer than 3 months in the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh my god.
So definitely pretty incriminating looking.
I guessed your birth order. Can you guess my birth order of where I am?
Oh, yeah, okay. How many siblings do you have?
I feel like that is something to guess.
Oh, really? Okay. You definitely do have siblings.
That's what I'm saying. It's a big step.
You definitely do have siblings. I feel like there might be 2. Yeah. Oh, that's the first time I've ever guessed anything right. I literally never guess anything right. If I don't know exactly what I'm about to say, I never get it right. Okay, 2.
Big statement.
It's the truth. I'm like notoriously terrible at making assumptions, or like I'm just wrong whenever there's like a whodunit, I get it wrong every time. Like I watched Knives Out and I like called every single person except for the person who did it.
That's like me with like believing every single conspiracy theory. Like if I will be first to join a cult if someone like just convinces me.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my
Sasquatch.
I mean, well, it's not to believe.
That's true. Well, they've never like. Okay, well that's not. They've seen shadows, but why haven't they ever seen a face? If you're ever in Georgia, there's a place called Expedition Sasquatch, and it's like in rural Georgia, and you go there and it's all dedicated to the Sasquatch being real. Yeah. There's a little film playing in like this like really dark small booth, and you put on some headphones, and they like, this is Sasquatch when he's angry, and it's roar, and then this is Sasquatch when he's timid. It's like it's awesome. It's awesome.
Sasquatch trying to approach a girl.
Yeah, timid Sasquatch. You're gonna need to know.
It's so funny.
You're like, oh, he's feeling shy. He's feeling shy.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts.
That's like really odd to me.
I know a lot of people.
You're really weird.
I'm like I know. I'm kind of. My vibe is kind of ghosty. Definitely ghosty. I think it was the way I was raised. I was raised in a very like rationalist household.
Okay.
Very like, if you don't see it, if it's not proved by my whole family, they're all like academics, and like if it's not proved by science, it's not real.
Okay.
So I'm a first generation American. My parents are Israeli, and so like we're like culturally Jewish, and then we celebrate the holidays and like the whole like familial vibe of it. But none of the like I never went to synagogue or anything when I was younger. Like none of the religious stuff. I had a 13th birthday where we went to the pool.
So did I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people skip over that one because of the scary number, right? Like in hotels.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I chose not to. It's not in the faith.
You did the work.
Yeah. But it was a pool party, and we got Waffle House catered.
Nice.
It was like a bigger party because everybody else had bar mitzvahs.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was like, oh, Avsha Weinberg. If I'm going to get a bunch of, okay, you're clearly Jewish, you may as well get a really big 13-year-old birthday party.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. You earned it.
I earned it,
Yeah.
Last name Weinberg, first name Avshalom. I'm owed it.
Yeah. Have you been to Israel?
Yeah. My whole family lives there. We're the only ones in America. So we used to go every year. We couldn't go during COVID, but we went in March of this year.
Okay, super cool. Mm-hmm. Because of not having any extended family here, do you think you create more familial bonds with your friends?
That's an interesting question. I never tried to connect it before. Maybe. The family in Israel, they're all very like tight, and I think Israeli culture is very, very familial. People stay at home for a long time. You do everything for the household, everything for the family. Maybe I do.
You do seem to seek community.
I like,
or like take refuge in community.
Yeah, I like people. I like having people that I really like. I think just because I'm very judgy, and there's a lot of people I don't like.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you're really judgy?
I am very judgy. I have had too many people tell me, and I'm like pretty, like I'm 99% sure of myself being very judgy. I'm very judgy. Okay.
In personality traits, in the way where it's like if someone does something that like doesn't directly align with your morals, you write them off. Is that the type of judgy? Or are they vibe check judgy?
It's more just like taste stuff. Like with people, I'm usually pretty open. I think I find an interesting thing in every type of person that I meet. Yeah, I really like meeting people. But in terms of what people like, what they like to do, or like what they end up doing, I think I'm pretty sensitive. So I'm like, I will be polarizing in my comments on what they like and stuff.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm the same way about taste stuff.
Yeah.
But I also think it's important to keep people around you that have bad taste.
Mm-hmm. I hang out with a lot of people who like have a lot of different opinions than me. That also came from growing up in Atlanta. There's like it's very fratty. Very not my vibe, but I had I had friends who were very fratty, and like you kind of have to because that's most people there. But I definitely find myself not caring very much about people who are not in like my very close circle.
Yeah.
And I just have difficulty calling somebody my friend if I don't see them all the time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I just like or like if they don't text me often, like I like you and you're cool, but like I don't know, we're not really friends.
Interesting, because I find the opposite. I don't know, one of my best friends is not a great communicator. I think our friendship love language is quality time. She doesn't live here, she lives in Paris.
Okay.
Texting isn't my vibe. Either FaceTime me or don't talk to me.
Right.
That's how I am. Or I'll see you when I see you, instead of just like trying to force
updating. If you don't text me like something, like it's just like, it doesn't have to be anything big, but like checking in or something, I definitely appreciate like a text.
Yeah.
If I'm not seeing, and I also like, because we travel so much, I definitely understand when people are like, connections dissipate and like come back together again. But like, you know, a text every couple of months or like even 6 months goes a long way.
I also think because you're on tour so much, that is your communication. Through the phone is your world. So that's way realer in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, like this is all I have to like my family. Your family's not on the road with you, so texting matters and like calling matters. And it's the same with your friends.
Yeah, totally,
you know?
Totally.
I don't know if that made any sense.
No, it did.
Wait, you never guessed the birth order.
I think you're the younger one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
The fact that your family gets excited about Shark Week and that your sister, or did you say your sister called you? Was like, that's like older sibling type.
Like, oh, we'll do what the younger one
wants. Yeah, I just think it's like older sibling type thing to kind of feign being really into something for their younger sibling and then actually get really into it.
Yeah. That's
I'm the same way with my like younger brother. I was kind of I think the reason why I tried to get back into video games was because he really loves video games and was like really into Minecraft, and like I gave Minecraft a try because of that, and like I got really into it for a while.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
How much older is the older brother?
The older one is 97, March of 97.
25.
25.
That's my sister too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What day?
May 18th.
May 18th. So he's March 3rd. The younger one he just turned 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like much younger.
Yeah, okay. He's much younger.
I feel like it's a far enough distance to be nice to each other most of the time.
Yeah. I'm like really tight with him. I'm pretty quiet with my family. So I don't talk about like myself or my feelings that much. So we kind of had like a very like silent like bond. Yeah, where we kind of just like were quiet, but like always buds. That's
interesting. You don't seem like you're shy from talking about your feelings.
I'm pretty shy about like actual feelings. I think Olivia's the only person I talk to about real feelings and stuff.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How do you guys maintain your professional bandship and actual friendship?
It's difficult. It's definitely difficult. It's very fluid. I mean, we are constantly like doing work to kind of like keep our friendship and our like, I think the bandship is like definite, you know, like we both kind of like love doing music. I sort of like, she was making music on her own, but I was playing in this band in the Atlanta scene in like 2015 or 2016, and I started taking her to shows. And I think like her introduction to the scene was with me, and I think we had like a really tight bond because of that. Yeah. In terms of our like musicianship, and I was like the first person she ever like sang in front of, and I was like, you know, we should get together, we should record. We were like really close friends before we started doing music. Mm-hmm. And we took a trip to Canada, and I showed her some of my like demos, and I was like, I hate my voice. Do you want to maybe sing on these? She was like, for sure, yeah. I had like a little makeshift like shitty studio in my basement, and like I brought her in. She was so anxious about singing in front of me, and I was like, you know, if we're ever gonna do anything together, you need to be able to sing in front of me. And it was like very intense, but it was very like crucial bond making was me like making her sing in front of me. So, because I was like, you're gonna be really successful if you could just sing in front of me right now. And she had to overcome the wall, but she did. And then we had like a really tight bond. But it's a very fluid thing. I think our friendship is something that we're constantly working on, especially now we live together. Everywhere we go, we basically go together. Yeah, so we're like living in a 2-bedroom in Bed-Stuy. It's also very unique, I think. And people have a lot of difficulty, like it's difficult to find people to give advice. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm really, really tight with this like one person who's a girl, but we're not dating. Yeah. And we also live together. We also live together, and like, you know, like she's my best friend in the world. Not a lot of people have scenarios like that, especially like at our age, where, you know, like it's not like we're dating, we're just like the best of friends that like always want to spend a lot of time together, and are like working together too. Just like I think it's like the same thing in like any sort of friendship or relationship you have. It's just like communication, and I am a notoriously terrible communicator. Nice. So and that also comes with the fact that I never really talked about my feelings when I was younger. Yeah. So like I'm like learning now how to communicate better, because you cannot have like friendships, bandships, any work, personal relationships can't have anything without proper communication.
Right.
And that's like something I'm definitely like learning right now. I'm trying to, consume as much content as I can about how to like maintain friendships, and you kind of have to pick and choose the things that apply to you. Because, you'll read like a book about like how to maintain a marriage, and it's like, okay, this is like 50-year-olds maintaining their marriage.
Right.
But here's a little thing about gauging somebody else's response to them asking you how you feel.
Yeah.
And it's like you being like, okay, how do you feel about how I feel?
Yeah.
Or like getting feedback.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's a really useful piece of information. Also accepting that it's always fluid and like it's never going to be like perfect,
Yeah.
There's going to be a really good point, and like right after there's going to be a bad point.
Yeah.
But you have to like figure out how to recover from that and how to always keep it fun.
Yeah. Fun is the key word.
Yeah.
But have you ever been in love?
I think I was in love with my like 7th grade girlfriend.
Really?
I think maybe. My style of like having friends is usually having one friend that I'm ridiculously close to, like I spent every single day with. And I don't know, I think when I like fall in love with people, it's like usually never romantic. It's always like, I want to talk to you all the time. I want you to know what's going on with me. Maybe, I don't know. It was really, really intense, and I was really young, and it like shaped a lot of the way. Maybe I wasn't in love. I think it's just the most like influential relationship I had.
Yeah.
Because it was so young, and it happened for a long time, and I spent like every single day with her, and like I was going through puberty and stuff. So it's like everything I did was right alongside her.
Yeah.
And like those are like crucial years.
Wait, how long did it go on for?
4 years.
That is so long.
It was really intense. I also have like an attachment thing, so like I have difficulty realizing when I should stop something.
Yeah.
Like eventually it did stop, but it definitely like it formulated a lot, or like it was crucial in what I thought about people and like how I communicated, and it was all like stunted from when I started the relationship.
And you were like 12.
Yeah, I'm like really young, so I had to work a lot through that, and a lot of the stuff I gained was helpful.
Yeah.
Because like also I was best friends with somebody, and I got this other perspective for like a good chunk of formative years of my life. I always had somebody who had a completely different perspective than me, and somebody that had different thoughts, and I kind of like got to gauge what was good and what was bad, and how I acted when it was okay, like what was this way that I was feeling okay. Obviously that's a little bit faulted because they're also like 13 years old. She's like a year older than me, and so like gauging that off a 13-year-old is also not a great way to learn.
That's wild. I feel like long-term relationships are more of a not LA, not New York thing. I was in a 2-year relationship and people acted like I was married. Really? Like, oh my, it was half of high school, so that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a really long time.
In high school, it's like 1 year is like a million.
Yeah. No, yeah, I also like, I haven't dated since then. Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, this is not for me. People didn't really understand my style of hanging out with people, my style of having friends, and I think people were like, okay, so you're hanging out all the time. You guys are dating. So like I was like, yeah, okay, we're dating because that's like how it goes in the movies and stuff. But I didn't really understand that there was any other way. Right. It was good for me in some ways, pretty like bad in others, because I built like this like attachment to her because they were such crucial years of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely realized I don't want to date just because I don't like the jealousy aspect of it. I hate feeling jealous. It's like my least favorite feeling in the world. And
me too.
Also, I think with my profession and stuff, it's difficult because you're always in different places all the time.
Yeah, and it seems like you really value quality time.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't work.
Yeah. When I'm texting somebody for more than like 2 months, if like I find myself becoming stale, and I'm like, what's the point of even saying anything, because I'm just gonna like ruin this person's perception of me, because I was probably chill back then when they knew me, and now like me texting a what's up, it's like really embarrassing for me. So I feel very embarrassed.
Mortifying.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
That's really interesting.
I like how you doing. That one's good, because people usually do say a lot after that.
They're either like honestly bad, like, and they can talk about it. You know? And what's up is like, just ask me to hang out or don't.
Yeah.
Just call me. That was very dense.
I'm saying a lot of stuff. Yeah. I'm being incredibly open.
Really?
Yeah. This is
awesome.
This is a lot of stuff. I am a pretty open person, I guess, besides with my family. I'm not so open with them.
Okay. You were saying you hadn't really dated since, and also it seems like you have like a love language that does not align with your career.
Yeah.
So does you being judgmental inform your almost like stubbornness. Maybe you thinking you're judgmental is not actually judgmental, but you thinking things have to be one way is what I'm saying. And that seems like it relates to your relationships. That you'd rather not have a bad relationship.
Yeah.
That's like not right or controlled.
Yeah.
Did any of that make sense?
I think so. So you're saying that maybe that what I'm claiming is judgmentalism is stubbornness.
Is a narrowness.
Yeah. I was pretty narrow when I was younger. I notoriously said things with absolute confidence that I did not know.
Okay. I don't know was not a comfortable word for you.
No. I just like loved when somebody thought that I was right about something.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to like undo that, but I definitely had a bad tendency of saying things for absolute when I didn't know absolutely. So I don't think I'm as narrow anymore. I think traveling and like I think traveling does that to you. Is like you kind of get new perspectives and you realize that things aren't all the same or aren't exactly what you thought they were. I definitely think I was narrow and pretty stubborn.
If we listen back to this, you're gonna just be like, I was narrow, and everyone's gonna be like, okay, you are pretty thin. Like, that's not a descriptive word.
Okay.
Narrow-minded would be the thing, but there's such a negative
I'm pretty narrow. I can fit in anything. I can fit, like, you know, like if there's a little close wall, slip right through.
I'm like a cat.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just like a cat. I'm so narrow. I hope that's what, you should edit, like, cut it to make it seem like that.
I know.
How narrow are you? I'm really narrow. I'm very narrow.
I'm very narrow, and it makes touring so much easier.
Exactly. You just fit me in the back of the van. Like they have like the amp, and then I kind of curve like that around it.
Stanley narrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great book.
We'll edit that in.
Yeah. Great book.
Beautiful book.
You learn so much about something you really don't need to know that much about.
Accepting people.
I never thought of it like that. I thought like I can never be this thin, so why do I?
So why? That actually started the Tumblr girls.
Exactly. Flat Stanley was the most triggering book to anybody growing up. Yeah. Exactly. I'll never be him.
It should be a banned book. Flat Stanley's in the banned book.
Exactly.
That's a good TikTok, like moving it.
Oh my god, that's so good. Like, if you do that, like slip my name in it. Like, okay. Yeah. That's really good. You should do that. Slipping it right there. Oh, that's awesome. Genius. What a productive conversation this is.
Oh, definitely. Wow, we got really into your psyche.
Yeah.
You're very interesting. I don't know why you find yourself boring. When you're saying you were judgmental, I'm very sorry to keep coming back on the floor.
No, it's okay. It's an interesting part that I think I also haven't completely like explored. So it's like we're working through it together.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very judgmental of people's tastes. What are some of the things that you're like, if someone's like, oh, I'm a real fan of blank, or like, I really like doing this, you're just like, that I'm not budging?